an adventure into the realm of imagination, where the wild things are. Once upon a time, Max, a young boy, was sent to bed without supper. His imagination started to whirl. In the tranquil silence of his room, a magical forest sprouted. Tall trees, thick vines, and unseen creatures filled the space, creating an enchanting world. A private ocean appeared, and Max hopped in a small boat. Setting sail under the moonlight, Max embarked on a journey. The journey carried him away from home, leading him to the distant land of the wild things. The wild things, with gnashing teeth and rolling eyes, stepped out of the shadows. They were intimidating yet fascinating. Max, embodying bravery and daring, employed a magical trick to tame them. His unblinking gaze held a power that instilled fear in the wild things. In the wake of their fear, a newfound respect emerged. Max, now crowned their king, ascended to the role of ruler over all the wild things. As the newly crowned king, Max summoned a wild rumpus. In the throes of celebration, they danced, raved, and howled at the moon under his rule. Beneath Max's benevolent rule, the wild things experienced joy, their once fearsome hearts now brimming with the pure essence of laughter. Yet, amid the lively rumpus, a sense of loneliness crept over Max. He found himself yearning for the familiar comforts of home. He announced his departure to the wild things. They roared their terrible roars and showed their terrible claws. Surveying the lively crowd, Max discerned the absence of familiar faces. Realizing it was time to depart, he made the decision to leave the jubilant company of the wild things. Max, unfazed, sailed back home. The wild things watched from the shore, their hearts heavy. Back home, Max found his supper waiting, still hot, a sign of love from his mother. Max realized love was understanding. Even when you're wild, someone will always wait for you. In the quiet of his room, Max smiled. His heart was full, and his imagination was richer. Where the wild things are is not just a story, it's a journey into the depths of imagination. It shows that every wild rumpus has an ending, and every ending, a warm meal waiting for you. It's about becoming a king, and realizing that being a ruler means providing joy and safety. The story is also about yearning, about missing what's familiar and warm in the midst of wild raves. It's about the courage to return, to face the wild things that once scared you and say goodbye. You see, Max's journey is also ours. We all have our wild rumpuses. We all have our wild things. But at the end, we all have a home, a place where we are understood and loved. We are all, in some way, a little like Max, wild and imaginative, yet longing for home. So, let's celebrate Max. Let's celebrate the wild things, because they help us understand who we are. They are the fears we overcome, the challenges we face, the adventures we dare to embark on. And at the end of the day, we return to the warmth of home, to the love of those who understand us. Brave, wild, and yearning for love, that's where we find our true selves. In the wild, in the journey, and in the return, that's where we truly are.